We're back on the Wiccan Forum. Manny has an article called Witches or Wiccans Do Exist.
Yes, I saw this article today, and it's actually from the Hindustan Times. And when I read it, it seemed to me like it was the opposite of one of the articles we had spoken about last week, which was the death sentence and beheading in the Saudi Arabia about the man that had practiced Wicca. This article details some things about a woman named Swati Prakash, who is actually on a supernatural reality show which airs on one of the television stations in India. Her and her family are Brahmins, and she also practices Wicca as well. When she was in school one day, she used to have poor performance in math, and one day she went into a dreamlike state, and she drew a circle around herself, and she started saying these incantations. And after that happened, her father had gone out and bought some books for her on Wicca, and she has been learning and practicing since. And she's also explored the worlds of dream working, past life therapy, energy healing, astrology, and tarot. And I actually think this is nice because it's, India's part of the Middle East, and, like I said last week, the article that we had read about Saudi Arabia denouncing it, I think that this is a nice change. This woman, Swati, she is the assistant dean mentoring of Witch School International that looks after the students and mentors of Witch School in India. Before reading this, I didn't even know that they had a witch school in India, so I actually also think that that's a nice thing as well.
I like the fact that her father bought her books about the subject and supported her enough to actually get her the proper tools she needed to enhance her abilities and her knowledge.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do think, and it shows that not everybody in the world is closed off to their only religion and are open to others.
I say they get a gold star for the day.
Well, golf clap round get close.
Okay. Now, did you have anything to add?
Not really. I just think it's interesting to know that there's a school in India. We should have a witch school right here in the United States.
Well, we do. It's in California.
Okay.
Just, not here. That's, if we do have one, it's loud and knowledgeable and whatnot.
Now, Steve, you have a bunch of articles right there. Where would you like to go first?
I'd like to start with the woman's Pakistani. She was condemned for blasphemy. Apparently in Pakistan, she cut someone off at a water fountain, and they condemned her to death. And now they did a reprieve on that. But the whole thing reminded me of like the whole witchcraft trial. If you accuse your neighbor of something, you can just say it, and they'll throw you in jail.
Well, that's because I was reading the article, and she's a Pakistani Christian, and the woman that did it is a Pakistani Muslim. And there's only less than 5% of Pakistan's population is Christian. So they are trying to get rid of the Muslims are trying to get rid of the Christians in Pakistan. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now we're going to get back to the childhood stuff, the Harry Potter stuff. And Iran has declared a jihad, or the new infidel called Barbie. I mean, how ridiculous. You condemn a doll that's 50 years old, and they put out their own version of the doll called Fatima. So that I can understand you wanting your children to have someone to look up to, but to go against Barbie, it's just a kiddie's toy. I mean, adults don't have to be that serious.
It's an imagination. Barbie is just a doll.
Well, yet years ago they had Bratz dolls out with the big eyes and the spiked heels. Nobody condemned them, and they looked like the trampiest dolls.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. They did. They called her nothing but hookers and
hoes.
That's
what they stopped making Bratz dolls because of that.
They're reissuing Bratz dolls this year.
Because it was the anniversary.
Right.
But I mean, the article does go on to state that even though they're putting out this doll, the company, I believe is called FAM, that's going to be manufacturing these dolls. The little girls, I believe the country is Iran.
Iran.
Yeah.
There's the little Iranian little girls are still going to be buying Barbie dolls because they like those better than the Fatima dolls.
They probably will like those better than the Fatima dolls. And in this week's gay news, I can't even say this with a straight face. Just because you're dead doesn't mean you can't look fabulous. An undertaker in Cologne, Germany is selling coffins aimed at the gay market. The caskets are covered with images of beefy nude men in athletic poses. They also offer rainbow urns.
I have to say, who the hell is going to look up? They're dead! What does it matter what's on the inner of the coffin?
Is it on the inside? I thought it was on the outside.
I think it's on the outside. It doesn't really state,
Which
but
really
I would think it was on
doesn't
the
even make any
outside.
more
It
sense
doesn't
than
matter.
the first thing. But
Wait, is it on the inside or
It
outside?
doesn't say.
No, it says caskets are covered, so it's on the outside. Oh, okay.
what's the difference?
It
What's
really
the
doesn't
difference?
matter.
No, I don't think it does.
I
but
don't think it
people are
matters.
people.
But it's just a good way to get the gay market
No,
in more
that's the
money.
same country as the German Catholics are denouncing Santa Claus.
Of course.
Germany, you're going in the doghouse. Go ahead, next one.
The Vatican is finally cracking down on abuse. They had a meeting with the church council, and they're training 24 new cardinals to understand whether there's been abuse in the church. So they're finally recognizing that abuse went on with
Wait
the
a minute,
priest.
hold on. There's 24 cardinals. Well, this is a non-cardinal that says there is abuse in the church.
I'm assuming it referencing sexual abuse.
Yes, I
Okay.
didn't want to say it, but I figured everyone in the audience would know that.
What the? Okay, go ahead.
And this I just thought was neat. The Salt of the Earth. There are 13 women from around the world, and they get together. They take a group. They take a bus as a group. They're like elders. They're crones. They're healing ladies. They howl like coyotes, and they travel the world.
Can we get a picture of them?
And the reason I found so intriguing was because of the shamanic classes I've just started taking.
I think our camera is having difficulty. If we can't get a picture, I'll put it online. Okay.
The reason I didn't mention much more than that is because the festival here in New Jersey is over. It was last weekend.
Oh, it was?
I just thought it was an interesting article since I'm taking the shamanism classes.
Now, is it a movie that...
It's a movie.
They filmed a movie about these ladies.
It's
yes.
called For the Next 7 Generations. It's 13 grandmothers and fighting to preserve the earth.
Is this movie available in wide release, or do you know? Does it say?
It's
I
a
myself didn't
feature-length
read the article.
documentary. It's not in wide release. No, it's not in wide release, but
That's okay.
it was in the TNEC International Film Festival.
TNEC is in a film festival?
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. So.
No, did I?
You used to live in TNEC. Now to our topic of the day. This wonderful bottle. Can we get a picture?
We can link to the article.
We'll link to the article on the website. Hello, there you go. Okay. Munzu, it's all about you.
Yes, it is. Okay. Well, again, I was looking online, found another article. There
You spend a little
is-
bit of time online.
Yes, I do. It's always good to read up on random things.
Farm?
Yes, that too. There is a brewery called Lost Abbey, and they put out a beer called Witch's Wit, excuse me. And they also have other beers with religious themes as well, such as Devotion, Inferno, and Judgment Day. But there is some criticism going on with the Witch's Wit beer because the label has a depiction of a woman being burnt at the stake. And this all kind of started right before Halloween. And the reason this is going on,
I'm
we'll
gonna-
explain to you when we
When
come
we
back.
come back.
We have to take a little break.